But the farmer did come screaming down with a van. He goes, I was dragging him almost to the ditch. He goes, "What you do?" "Oh," he said, "I gotta tell 8 guys he's dead." I was a lucky guy that went in there on that cold morning. If I'd never got out of bed, I would have never got him. You know, that's how cold it was. I was just gonna stay in bed. Morning of the December 9th, and I didn't even want to get out of bed to go hunting. It was so cold, it was only 8 degrees out. So I decided to go, and then I got to my spot, and I started rattling and grunting, and then started snowing a little bit. Waited about 25 minutes. Then I rattled and grunted again, and using the snort bees call. And then it got to be almost 8 o'clock, and I didn't see nothing, so I said, "I'll rattle one more time." So I rattled, and about 10 minutes later, I seen a big set of racks coming through the woods.
Oh, you should have seen, it was a summer 2008. We were at my dad's for a cookout. It was Father's Day, I think it was. And my wife and I went for a ride on his ATV. And we ride along the trail, and all of a sudden I look over, I saw some movement. And I couldn't believe what I saw. Huge buck in velvet. Biggest one I'd ever seen in that area. For New York State, it's just phenomenal. In the middle of June to have that much velvet on his head, it's just got me really excited. And my wife too, and I'm glad I had her there as a witness because they wouldn't have believed me.
October 18th of 2008, he showed up in the middle of the night, and we got some great pictures of him. When I saw that first picture of him, my heart literally stopped beating. It was just, took my breath away. I couldn't believe how big he was and what he turned into. And that moment, that deer, really is what did it for me. That's what really threw me into learning about quality deer management. We just couldn't believe, I couldn't believe that a deer like that really could exist right here in our own backyard. His tracks or any evidence that he was around, not until October of 2009. It was actually almost to the week, a year later, where we got pictures of him again in the same food plot, in the same spot, and lo and behold, he was even bigger than he was the year before. We couldn't believe it.
What made that buck so special was that he was able to live to a mature age so that he could express his true antler potential.
Come 2010, I only devoted one day to hunting him. Didn't want to spend too much time. Again, I had a lot of my own food plots on my own property. I had my own deer that I was surveying and I really wanted to go after, but I thought for at least one day I would go after them. Didn't see anything other than a couple small bucks that day. And come 2010, I hunted very hard. I was hunting with video every day and hunted on my own property. Was really hoping that my father would get a chance at this buck.
QDMA is something that Tiffany and I are so proud to be part of because it's all about management. And with the QDMA, all the things that they do and all the information you can get now, that you can do it anywhere.
QDMA is the #1 conservation organization dedicated to securing the future of deer hunting. By joining, you receive benefits that include 6 issues of Quality Whitetails, the nation's leading magazine for information on food plots, habitat, and deer management. Join today. QDMA, the future of deer hunting.
Leading off with the knock point, just touch the wrap, bring it over until it pushes the other side of the wrap, very little pressure, and roll it out. Seam it down, make sure it's adhered well to the shaft. Okay, we're going to mount the arrow into the fletching jig. What we do in this case is into the knock, there's a little receiver in there that keeps the indexing so that when we rotate from fletch to fletch, it registers the fletch onto the shaft. Here we got the fletch we're using today. We're using NAP quick spins, and here we got one in the clamp, and we're going to go ahead and glue it up. The real trick to gluing these fletches on is get enough glue to get it on, but no extra. I don't know if you can see it, but one thing that you're looking for is a very uniform flow of fletching cement. Using wraps, it's a great way to personalize your arrow. It gives you brilliance out in the woods after the shot in order to try to find them. Also gives you the option to personalize your arrows if you happen to be shooting with friends. So this is definitely an advantage to your arrow shafts. I'd like to thank you for joining us. I'm Mike Fitzgerald from Fitz's Archery, and this is your Punch Outdoors Archery Tip.
It will revolutionize the way we hunt. Look for it.
So I rattled, and about 10 minutes later, I seen a big set of racks coming through the woods. And then I reached for my gun behind a tree. One shot, no big deal, got him. Then I called up the taxidermist out in Leechport, Pro Mount. So I took him out there and had him mounted.
Nice shot.
Yeah, you too. Well, everybody, thanks for joining us today on this episode. I'm Tony Paduano.
And I'm Mike Paduano, and this is Punch Outdoors.